Hey, y'alls. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, y'alls. Let's get the invitation up. Let's get this thing bubbling. Welcome back to the Solomon Project, y'alls. Where it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. That counts. I'm your host, Richard Burns, and I'm here to make you happy. Yeah, I'm here to make you happy. Let's start off with some wisdom. If I can find which version of this incredible wisdom. Man, I can't believe that there's this many different versions. Goodness gracious. King James. All right, let's go King James then. Because here we go. Let me just read this for you. All right, I'll put it up. Because it wouldn't. Oh, Brandon is in the house. Brandon is in the house. What's up, Brandon? Brandon, the invitation's already up, so you can come on in. And while you're doing that, I want to read a little something for everybody, a little wisdom. I want to start off tonight with a little bit of wisdom. This is from Matthew chapter 7, verses 5 through 7, okay? A little wisdom. It says, "Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they be trampled under their feet and turn again and rend you, forgive me." And the last verse, "Ask, and that shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." Huh? A little wisdom, just a little bit. Oh, okay. You're good. You're good now. I just wanted to throw that out there because how long ago was Jesus around? What was that, 2,000 years ago? And everything that was said there applies today. By the way, my favorite book of scripture is Solomon, Proverbs, hence the Solomon Project, because I absolutely love wisdom. Love it. Wisdom is no joke. Let me just make sure that the volume is good. I'm going to take my other device and go ahead and switch on up. See where I go with this. Where we at? We right here. So let's do it. Yeah, I'm all set, Brandon. So whenever you're ready to come in, you can come right in. Yep. Okay, cool. Sounding good to me. Oh man, what'd I do? So I didn't. Man, I'm gonna have to do it this way then. I got big plans, right? Big plans. And the plan is to start setting up some caps, some t-shirts and stuff like that. What we got? It wasn't on this. This is not where I would have found it. So let me take that out. Let me open up something else. Let's go to where is you be? There you go. So I just went ahead and searched for a service that can embroider and print. And so where did I go? I went to a spot. Where you at? Where is you be? Where you bees? Where you reside? So off of here, these people were closed. Was it here? Let me see if it was here. Here. No, that wasn't it. That was not it. Oh, maybe I have it under saved. Nope, I don't have it under that. Who this be? Hey, Daniel Barry, what's going on, buddy? You can jump on in. Schiller Sewing, that wasn't it. Where is this place? Oh, Nikki V. Oh, okay, I got you. Volume is down. I got you. I got y'all's. Got y'all's right here. Okay. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Nikki. Whew, you have no idea. I'm really excited right now because Nikki P said she's going to do that. Nikki P is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. But I'm talking about Nikki, and we can dig it. Where's this thing at? Get it. Why is this thing not popping up? That's crazy. Now you're not popping up. What's that all about? Was I? Egads. Yes, thank you, Nikki. Thank you for the reminder. Let me post that. Let me put that up so everybody can see that little reminder. There it is. Kabam. Hey, here's Brandon. Hey. Brandon.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. I just wanted to say, hey.
How you doing tonight?
Just like that. Yeah, I'm trying to find this. Oh, man. I wanted to. All right. So I'm going to have to wait then for another time. Brandon,
how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I had an outstanding Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
With the family. There was a lot of eating that went on.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah, I can't believe I ate that much. I really ate a lot. Yeah.
I'm trying to set this up. You like my daughter gave me a background. You like that?
Oh, man. She did a great job.
Yeah, it's just as you can see, this is my studio. It's a hang on, I can't see when it does that. It's my bathroom and bedroom under construction. That's what I was joking.
You was doing that?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years. We had a flood. I had to fight the insurance companies about it.
The insurance companies are
Then the
always
contract
fun.
was stopped, so I end up doing a lot of it. And it's getting pieced together. Not going as fast as my wife would like, but hey.
Yeah, the insurance companies are always fun. I love them.
Yeah, well, it happened at the beginning of COVID when we stopped all the courts. So it took 3 years for us to finally get through, you know? Really sad.
What's up, C. Ramez? Yeah, so I wanted to answer some questions. Oh, you know what? Let me see if C. Ramez could do something for me.
Oh, I found my notes from the first night that we chatted.
Did?
Yeah, finally. I only got to a couple of them, but through memory. But I got a shitty memory, so that's expected.
What's good, homeboy? Okay. There we go. There it is. Oh, yeah, so you kept notes?
The first time I went on live with you and Miss Helms.
Did you use those notes for the second time you came on, or?
I don't know if you remember, but I couldn't find them. I was running around
Right.
all over the place trying to find them, and then I
You want to
found
throw
them.
them out there tonight? Is the bulk of it for the professor?
No, it's for both of you guys. There's different
okay.
different questions I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I really wanted some Odium right now.
Odium?
Oh,
What the hell is that?
yeah.
What's that?
That's anything anything with caffeine in it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, anything with caffeine.
A little pick me up. You're starting out late, man. You're already starting out past my bedtime, so I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm good though, because I didn't have to work a double today, so I'm.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
But
That's what I'm
Thanksgiving
talking
really.
about.
Thanksgiving really.
Was it busy for you? Was it busy for you with the Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was. We cooked like 40 turkeys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
and it was an all-day event, and I didn't stop from 6:30 in the morning until 10:30 at night. So it was,
Well, I look like I ate 40 turkeys right about now. If you
Let me see. I gotta have my laptop in so I can see the thing. So if I'm glancing to the side, I can still see you. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at my laptop.
What do you see on it?
I'm just reading the chats that are going in. Or I was trying to. I get distracted.
What else can you see?
Oh, Nikki's here. Hey, Nikki. We were just on John's quiet rainstorm, chit-chatting.
Oh, yeah? What else can you see there, Brandon?
You poking your brain.
That was that's just because I don't have my Odium. That's why I'm acting up.
Hey, it happens. So how long have you been trucking for?
Since 1998.
98.
Since 98.
That's a few years.
That's 26 years now. I think I hit my 26-year anniversary in October.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why'd you get into trucking? Why'd you get into
that? Driver. I was a cab driver at the time, and one of my coworkers decided to get into trucking. He had gotten a visit from, I don't know if he'd gotten a visit and that's what convinced him. But the person that represented the school, had a talk with him, and it made a lot of sense to him. So he asked me to listen to him. And at the moment, cabbing wasn't doing all that great. So here came an opportunity. And with that opportunity, I was able to
get a better job.
I was able to make more money, and that was my only focus. I wasn't the type of person, some people, they absolutely love trucks since they were little kids. They had their little toy trucks, their little fireman trucks and all that stuff. I wasn't that kid. If you brought me a truck, I was going to dismantle the thing. My parents thought I was going to become an engineer or something because I was dismantling everything.
Yeah,
but
I used to do that too.
Yeah, so I didn't have a passion for trucking, but the conversation took me somewhere, and it made sense to me what he presented to me. Okay, so first of all, I had already been in college. I had accumulated 68 college credits, so I didn't have that far to go. Basically, I was just about to complete my third year. One more year, I would have been done with college. I could have moved on and and done some other career thing or whatever the case was. I was actually sent to Dominican Republic to study medicine, but that didn't happen because of a lack of um, documents that they needed, because I wasn't born there, so they needed some documents, and I entrusted one of my sisters to take care of that, and that was a complete failure. She took so long, and in that time, I got a phone call from my brother letting me know that I should return home because our mother was already sick, and it's better if I just go home and go back to to New York and go ahead and work my way into my studies in New York City. So that's when I went back and I went to college. And I what can I tell you? I personally, I thought college was nonsense. That's what I thought.
I thought high school was, so I hear you.
I thought college was nonsense because I'm being, the way I perceived it, I was being forced to take courses that had nothing to do with my interests or my career path. I started out, my career path was for engineering, right? Chemical engineering, because that's what my father was. My father was a chemical engineer.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so I was that was my path. That was my initial path. And I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed with it at all. I don't know what it was, but taking psychology, taking communications, taking all these other courses that weren't related to engineering or anything like that. I thought it was a complete waste of time.
You wanted a more hands-on? Sorry, you wanted a more hands-on approach.
Oh, I wanted courses that were specific to what I was going into, and not all this other. Not all this other extra. Chemistry, math, whatever sciences, maybe biology that could be related to other sciences, but not psychology. Communications I did appreciate. History I did appreciate, but I thought all that stuff I could take care of after I secure the information that I needed for my degree in chemistry. And then not only that, I was disillusioned because I thought that these professors, these professionals conducted themselves at with a higher standard of conduct, and these dudes were getting into fist fights. What is this?
No kidding.
Yeah, angry over what someone's theory. Yeah. I mean, getting into fist fights. Hey, Black Star. Getting into fist fights, and I, I'm over here thinking that these people are professionals. They're going to conduct themselves the way my parents conduct themselves, or people back in the Dominican Republic who have a profession conduct themselves. No, these dudes are duking it out. Arguing over whose theorem is closer to being correct or whatever the case is, and saying what the hell. And then right around that time, no, just before that time, I would hang out at my brother's little apartment. It was like a studio apartment that they had for him and his wife at the hospitals they were residents in. So my brother was a resident for Kings County Hospital in Brooklyn, and his wife
was a paramedic or a nurse or
no, he was a surgeon. He was a surgeon. Yeah. So his wife, who was a pediatrician, was doing her residency across the street, Downstate, I think it was called, Downstate Medical. And watching what they were going through as residents, no way. You
didn't want that kind of action.
Oh my God. Sleep deprivation, then you got to go in and get it, and deal with these doctors. These doctors
They do it harder than I do.
Huh?
You know, I say I do it hard, but I only do it on Thanksgiving and Christmas. My brother's a paramedic, and you know, I see what these guys have got to go 24/7 sometimes. You know.
Yeah, and the thing is that when you're a resident, you're doing 24/7, but you got a doctor breathing down your neck, insulting the hell out of you. Yeah, that wasn't gonna fly with me. That wasn't gonna
Yeah.
fly with me. I don't, and because of my personality, I have a great deal of respect for people who go through boot camp in the military and
Me
have to
too.
eat all that stuff, man.
Mm.
Maybe I would have made it. I don't know. I wasn't interested in trying to find out, but you know, that same brother of mine that became a surgeon, he also went into the military after he became a surgeon. He
Mhm.
volunteered to go in, and he wound up going to the Gulf. Excuse me. I don't understand that move, but that's the way that thing went down. So I was disillusioned. I didn't think much of it, and I figured, how is it possible that there are people that are making millions, starting out with almost nothing, making millions? Do I have to go through all that nonsense just to? You're not going to become a millionaire just because you go into college and get a degree. That's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
Oh yeah. Usually it's just the opposite. Usually your best bet for finances is getting a trade right out of high school, learning a trade, and then running
Yeah.
your own business.
Yeah, the only way you're going to break through is learning how to invest and starting a
That's
business.
it.
Those
Yeah,
are the two
that's it.
things that'll give rise to um, higher income,
I
business
agree with you.
and investing.
I agree with you.
It's the only way. So yeah, I did all that. I did all that. I was and the one thing that changed my life was that infomercial that I heard in 1996 as I was going up to Connecticut.
Hmm.
And on the infomercial, they were talking about how to get into the stock market through a back door. Because if you wanted to go to a brokerage and lay down, if you want to go to a brokerage and lay down, you would have to lay
Minimal
down $10,000
something.
back then, and
Yeah.
$10,000 in today's money would have been roughly around $66,000. So you would
Yeah.
have to come to the table to open up an account with $66,000 if it were
Yep.
today, and still have the same um, standards. So here
And
comes
you
this
never know how
infomercial.
they were going to spend it. You know, they could have
Well,
lost it all for you.
well, the thing is that you call them or they call you. Usually they call you if they have some new and improved stock that they think is going to blow up or whatever the case is. But like you said, because you're not a professional, you don't know the inner workings of how the whole world of finance is. They'll do things, and they have the gift of gab, and they can convince you that, yeah, this is the right thing to do, when
Mhm.
it may not be the right thing to do at all. And you may wind up with a broker. Well, the chances are very high that you would have wound up with a broker that would have been churning your account. Now, for those of you who don't know, churning your account makes the brokerage more money. So the way it works is this: you're my you're one of our customers. I'm the broker. I call you. Hey, Brandon, we got this company right now. It's about to explode. We've been doing research. Our research team's been doing their homework on this business. It's cutting edge. It's the latest thing. Sliced bread ain't got nothing on this thing. And, you know, we're in the bottom floor right now. Okay. And when this thing goes
Yeah.
up, we're talking, this thing is going up to the heights. So, um, I strongly suggest that and let's say you're convinced and you're like, okay, yeah, well, that's the whole purpose of me opening this account. I want to make money. I want to become rich. Okay, we got you. So then I'll put in the order, and that order can wind up costing you up to $100 just for that one order. And that's just to
Yeah.
buy one order. So,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So now, the stock does go up. You get to see it if you purchase newspapers like the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times. You go to the finance section, you could see, because I'm going to let you know what the ticker symbol is. So you're going to look at the ticker symbol and you're going to go and you're going to follow and you're going to say, oh, wait, yeah, this is doing pretty good. Now, what percent does it increase? Maybe 5 or 10%. You might think that's spectacular because you don't know any better.
Yeah.
The bank only gives you 0.01%. So 5%, of course, like, whoa, holy shit. All right, cool. So then I'm going to give you that phone call. Hey, Brandon, man, this thing exploded, man. Not really. 5% is not exploding. But because you're not hip to how the finance works, I'm going to tell you, yeah, this was a monster. Okay, listen. We should capitalize on this moment. We should sell this thing because other opportunities are coming up and you don't want to miss out. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is it going to make me rich? Of course. So then you say, okay, well then let's sell it. Okay. That selling right there after you bought it, that selling can cost you up to $100 also. So you buy
I'm sorry. I got into Robinhood specifically because of that, because you didn't have to pay per trade.
Okay.
And I played around with it.
Robinhood, from what I understand, Robinhood was the first brokerage that allowed for the purchasing and selling without a fee.
Exactly.
Okay? So Robinhood appealed to a lot of younger people, people who
a lot of people only had, like me, I only had like $300 to play around with just to try it out, you know?
Yeah. And that's perfect. And now you don't just have Robinhood. Now you have Stash. Now you got M1. Now you got what's that other one that I use? Let me check.
Okay.
Acorns. Okay.
Yeah. There's a couple of different ones. The same thing.
You can find the link to Acorns in the description after it posts.
Okay. Are they a sponsor of yours?
Huh?
Are they a sponsor?
No. None of these people sponsor me. None of them. I don't have any sponsors at all. But
that's a shame.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they'll realize that I'm out there, letting people know about their product, and maybe they'll one day say, hey, we appreciate that. Here's a little something. Yeah, that would be nice. But
I've got a question. Oh, go ahead.
No, what was that?
I said I had a question. Did you ever see the movie Glengarry Glen Ross?
No.
Okay, it's about stock market in the. I'm pulling it up. It's about the stock markets. The movie was made in 1992, but it's great because Alec Baldwin makes one of his famous speeches in there. I implore you to watch it because he comes in to like cut all the guys. They're selling like junk bonds and stuff like that. When you're talking that reminded me of it, but it was a great movie.
Well, some of the stuff I say reminds some people of some movies. I don't watch those movies. I don't watch movies that have to do with gangsters or with the stock market for personal reasons. I don't watch this stuff. So, yeah. So, because I don't know if you know, but I'm a former stockbroker. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So I don't. So now you have Acorns, you got Stash, you got Robinhood, M1 Finance, and now Schwab doesn't charge a fee so long as you buy and sell yourself, because you can actually do that on these platforms. You can buy and sell yourself. But if you want full service, then you're going to have to pay a broker's fee. If you want full service, if you want all the bells and whistles, if you want brokers to go in or tap into their staff to research and what have you, then you're going to pay for that. The bottom line is this: right now, because the threshold to get in is so low, there really is no reason why people should just be standing on the sidelines and not making anything a little more than what they're used to making. One thing I do try to do on this channel is to warn people, because especially now, when that next administration comes in, they're going to lower, or they're going to eliminate some some guardrails. Okay, they're gonna get rid of some guardrails, and people are gonna be vulnerable to all kinds of nonsense. So it's gonna be a field day for the propagandists and the marketers. They're just gonna be blindsiding. Taking total advantage. Taking total advantage. Got to watch out with these tie wearing, slick hair dudes that come on YouTube. Plastic smile. You know, claiming to want to reveal the secrets. No. But there's a lot of that now. There's going to be even more of that come the next administration. It's just going to be crazy. It's going to be ridiculous. The promises that are going to be made. See, right now, you know, a person, a CEO or a brokerage firm, they can't come out here and promise you certain returns. They always make a statement before they even present anything having to do with a potential purchase of any products that they have.
Kind of like your disclaimer at the beginning of your show.
Even more concise than that. Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Things like that. They have to put that out there, even when you get a prospectus, when you open up a mutual fund or do any kind of business with a brokerage or a bank. They have to have that included in their prospectus. But now that some of these guardrails are going to be taken down, some of that stuff may not have to be included anymore. So you're basically on your own. You're going to get tossed into into the ocean with the sharks and
sink or swim.
It's sink or swim. You're going to have to figure that thing out on your own. But now, like I said, the entry into the stock market now is like never before. It's amazing, and it's sad that a lot of people don't even take advantage of that stuff. Right now, you can go on Acorns, and you can get some decent returns on your money, and you don't have to do anything. It's just set it and forget it. With Acorns, all you got to do is you make the determination as to how much you want to contribute at what interval. For example, if you want to put in $30 a month, you could do $30 a month, $7 a week, whatever. We're not talking big money. And what happens is that they'll transfer that money in, and also you attach your debit card to the brokerage. That way, when you make a purchase and you know what I mean, right? There's some seeds that are
Robinhood work. You take it out right away.
Right. And then what they do is they reinvest it all for you. Yes, you can. You can pull it out whenever you want, Nikki. Because what that is, that's not a retirement account. The retirement accounts are the ones you got to really be careful with whenever you
401ks.
401, IRA, Roth IRA, Roth 401. The Roth IRA is the most beautiful of all of them. It's after-tax money. So once you get your paycheck, whatever you have in your check that's going into your bank, that's already been taxed. So you can open up a Roth IRA. And by the way, guys, this is not financial advice, but that money that you're receiving into your bank, that money in your bank that's already been taxed, you can use that to deposit into your Roth account, your Roth IRA. Now with your Roth IRA, whatever you contribute, you can pull out. Whatever money you gain, the gains, hey, Quiet Storm, how are you? So whatever you contribute, you can pull out, no problem, no penalty. But whatever you earn on that money, yes, there is a penalty.
You got to keep it in the
yeah. Now 401ks are kind of crazy. I don't want to put you guys to sleep explaining that.
No, well, I'll tell you what. I had a uncle that was an accountant, and when I started this job, I was 25 years old, and they offered us 401k. And he told me that you're starting a little bit late, but pump as much money in as you can. And I discovered that there was a sweet spot where my take-home pay was going to be as much money is if how much money I deposited because it was tax free. So
Correct.
instead of paying taxes, basically I was putting that money into this 401k account and taking home the same amount of money essentially.
I'm gonna confuse the hell out of everybody right
now.
now. I'm gonna confuse the hell out of everybody right now with regards to the 401k. Now the 401k. Okay, first of all,
Mhm.
you should go to a CPA, and you should tell your CPA that you want to maximize your 401. You want to put the maximum in, but you want to put the maximum in, but you want to make sure that you bring home as much as you can. So what he's going to tell you to do is he's going to tell you to adjust the what do you call it? What are your kids?
Deposit.
No, your kids. Your brain fart. Your exemptions, not exemptions. Your
Claims.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And they're going to tell you how many people to claim, because people get confused about this. People always do their W-4s and they put zero dependents. That's the word, dependents. They put zero dependents, and they don't realize the big mistake that they're making when they do that. Or
that's what I did.
Yeah, beneficiaries will be later. But okay, so here's what everybody does, right? Everybody, once again, this is not financial advice, so please consult with a CPA. So when you put zero on your W form, everybody waits for a nice little check when they do the taxes sometime around March or whenever they do it.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, that's exactly why we do it, because I'm out of work for the summer, or I was, and I needed that.
Your situation might be different, but check this out, right? Everybody else, if you're working the full year and you're getting this $5,000 check and you're all happy, let me explain what you just did. So 5,000. Can you get? I need to know if anybody's here right now. I want to know if anybody here can get a loan from any institution.
Next up.
And it's interest free. So basically, if you can borrow. Hey, Trendy Fashions, how are you? It's my first time seeing you. Welcome. So okay, so here we go, right? So okay, the answer really is no, Nikki. You can't go to an institution and ask for money. Let me borrow 10,000. Let me borrow 50,000. And all you got to do is return that 10,000 or return that 50,000, and you're good to go. That doesn't happen. That's not how it works. You go to any institution to borrow money, there's something called interest attached to that. So if you borrow the 10, you might have to return with 12. If you borrow 50, you might have to return with 60, 65, 63. Okay? You got to come back with something. Okay? So what happens when they're taking taxes out of your check because you don't make any adjustment whatsoever? You just go in and put zero on your W-4, zero dependents on your W-4. So you get a $5,000 check back. Okay. So where was that $5,000 all that time? The government had it.
Government, yeah.
So what did the government do with that $5,000? Did they just sit on it?
No, they got interest
on it. They got interest on that money.
Yeah.
Whatever interest they get on that money, do you get any of it?
Nope.
No. Not a single penny. So basically, you had your money somewhere where you were getting no interest. As opposed to telling the government, you know what? I'm going to claim X amount of dependents so that I don't give you any extra taxes. And I don't want you to owe me any either. So I want to break even. I don't owe you. You don't owe me. But guess what? I got the $5,000 in an account generating interest for me. As opposed to the government having the $5,000 and I don't get a penny from that.
Yeah.
5,000 with a nice return, 5,000 with no return. Which do you want? Me personally, I want my 5,000 to make more money.
Me
And like I said,
personally, I spend it as soon as I get it. So that's why we got to do it.
no, I got you. I got you. That's a lot of people.
Hold on.
That's a
There's
lot of
plane
people.
going over. I'm on
Uh-huh.
I'm on the track of a plane, and it's Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh yeah,
At the
no
airport.
worries. I don't hear it. But
Well, I can't hear you when it goes on.
People have that. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so people have that choice, and they don't even know they have that choice. So when they walk into to human resources, here they give you a bunch of forms to fill out. Oh, here's the 401k. It's a great thing. You should do it. Why do they encourage you to do it? I'll explain in a minute. But here's your 401. Here's this. Here's that, and the third. Here's your W-4. And then you ask them, so how many should I claim? I don't know. And they can't tell you because they're not licensed to give you that advice.
Yes.
But your CPA can. Go to your CPA, you say, listen, man, they just offered me a 401k. I didn't sign it right away, but I need your help. I need to know because I want to pump as much money as I possibly can into this account. And I don't want it to hurt my pocket that much.
Yeah.
Or nothing at all. So what your CPA is going to tell you is, listen, the max you can contribute in a year in the 401, I think it's something like 24,000 right now. That's the max.
There's a limit. I know there's a limit.
Yeah, I think the max is 24,000, right?
I have no
22
idea.
Or 24. Yeah, I don't remember what it is. It's something close to that. It's 24, 22, something close to that. So you tell your CPA, listen, how many dependents should I claim so that I can dump as much money as I can in this 401 and I don't owe the government and they don't owe me. So he'll tell you, okay, maybe what's your household? Okay, so listen, you gotta claim 6 dependents. Okay. Now, if you think that's illegal, you're completely wrong. There's nothing illegal about what you claim on your W-4. It becomes illegal when it's time to do your taxes and you lie on that tax. That's when it becomes illegal. W-4 says 6 dependents. Your actual taxes say 3 dependents. Okay, that's accurate. That has to be accurate. W-4 is just instructions. You're giving the company instructions as to how much money to take off your check.
Yeah.
But like I said, if your CPA does the math, they're going to tell you, listen, you can do 5 dependents, you can do 6, you can do 9, whatever number of dependents you could do, that's what you can do. Don't if you can only do 6, don't go doing 12 because you're getting ridiculous. Now you're going to wind up owing the government money, and they don't like that.
Yeah.
So
they're not happy.
Tells you how many to claim. You make the claim. Now you're dumping. Let's say you make $100,000 a year. Now this part you already know, Brandon, but for those who don't know, that contribution that you're making to your 401, the 24,000 that you're contributing to the 401, that goes in before it's taxed, and because it's going in before it's taxed, they deduct that 24,000 from the 100,000 that you made. So somebody do the math for me. What's that? That means you're left with 76,000.
Like that.
You're left with 76,000.
That's all you're getting taxed on. You're not getting taxed on all the other money.
Well, not only that, you're not getting taxed on that 24, but not only that, here's the beautiful thing. What's the threshold? Is the threshold 80,000 and then you're in a higher tax bracket and everything
That's
you earn
exactly what I had to figure out.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then everything you're earning above 80,000, you're being taxed at a higher tax bracket. So maybe you don't want to cross that threshold. So maybe that 22,000, 24,000 contribution that you're making to your 401 is lowering your tax
Dropped you
bracket.
into a lower tax bracket. Exactly.
So
That's
now because
exactly
you're in
why I did it.
yeah, so now that you're in a lower tax bracket, you're paying less taxes if you were just receiving that 100,000. But now that $24,000 is going into a retirement vehicle that's generating a profit within that tax vehicle. Now, you can't touch it till you're 59 and a half. If you touch it before you're 59 and a half, you're getting hit with taxes, you're getting hit with penalties. Okay?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to be patient. It's got to be some money. And this is what I always encourage. Whenever you're going to invest any money in anything, in the stock market especially, it should be money that you're not afraid to lose or that you don't need to tap into right away. That's what it should be. Okay.
It's like my rule when you go into the casino. It's like you never go in with money that you're not willing to say goodbye to. Come on,
Exactly.
you want to go outside?
Exactly. It's the same thing. If you're going to invest in the stock market, don't put money in there that you are afraid to lose. Just don't do it.
Anything
Does
can
that
happen.
scare you? Does that
Anything
scare
can
you?
happen.
Well, let me tell you, you don't have to be scared. If that scares you, you don't have to be scared. Okay. Some people claim that the stock market is like going to the casino. That's right, but it's wrong at the same time, and I'll explain why.
Yeah.
It all depends on how you approach it. If you want to day trade, that's casino all day. You're gambling. Okay. And you can gamble with futures, you can gamble with options, or you can be responsible. You can be under control. You can have discipline, because the key behind yielding the best returns in the stock market is being disciplined and being consistent. That's why I show those other accounts. One is CJ's account, one is AJ's account, and I'm showing you guys on a regular basis how their accounts are doing. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down, don't matter. But they still got money, they're still making money, but it's the amount of money that they're not worried about.
Come on.
Okay. Now, are there going to be times that the stock market is going to contract? Of course. That's normal. Stock markets go up, stock markets go down. Just like the economy. The economy goes up, the economy goes down. Sometimes they go up, sometimes the stock market and the economy go up and down in unison. Sometimes they go up and down separately. And you don't need to be a genius. You don't need to allow these influencers to get in your head and convince you to do things that you don't really need to do. Because, like I said, all you really need to listen. If you opened up an Acorns account, for example, it's very simple. Okay, they get your information that has to be checked with Homeland. Homeland has to check your info because they got to make sure you're you and that you have no connections with anything crazy. Okay, and then you open up your account and you determine. They ask you a series of questions. What your work is, how much you make per year, all this other stuff, whatever. And once you're done with that, you're going to determine, okay, am I going to put money into this thing weekly? Am I going to put money into this thing monthly, bi-weekly? What's comfortable for me? You determine what's comfortable for you. And remember, it should be a sum on a weekly basis, monthly basis, that if you lose it all, and
you're not crying about it.
Right, you're okay. Now, if you're putting in money on a weekly basis, for example, that amount weekly, you got to remember that's an amount weekly that you're not afraid to lose. So let's say it's $5, right? Hey, well then welcome. Say what now? Yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So, right, let's say you decide that $5 a week is good enough for you. Okay, if you lose $5 a week, that's nothing. That's like pulling your hand out your pocket, a $5 bill fell out, blah, whatever. Right? So every week, you're going through this mental process every week. $5 is getting transferred from your account to the brokerage. That's the $5 that I'm not worried about. What about the following week? That's the $5 I wasn't worried about. The week after that, and the week after that, and the week after that. Every week is the same thing. Oh, that's the $5 I didn't have to worry about it. Because after a year, once you check your account, you're gonna say, "Whoa, wait a minute, that's a lot more money than." Yeah, but no, that money was built on different times that you weren't worried about. Okay, what's that, Nikki? Nikki's asking, when you say lose it, is it being saved or gambling? Okay, so it all depends on your approach, right? If you buy and hold, so long as these are responsible companies that you're buying and holding, then you should be fine. There are going to be moments when the stock market goes crazy and you see your $10,000 account go down to $3,000, but none of those corporations went into bankruptcy. So what's going to happen is it's going to go back from 3,000 back up to 10 and beyond. Now, here's something that often happens with people with no experience. Yeah, you're right. That is scary. That is scary. And that's why I recommend everybody try to figure out a way to detach themselves from an emotion. No, it's not. It's not the type of gambling that people associate with gambling. It's not that type. Because like I said, those companies are still there. They haven't gone bankrupt, but they rebound. If you look at, let me show you a chart of the stock market. Let me show you a chart. Okay, let's go. S&P 500. Let's go say S and Pizzle 500. S&P.
If I can give an example, like during COVID, a lot of the stocks went down.
Yep.
There were some stocks that went up. McDonald's happened to be one of those stocks. And if you had stocks in McDonald's,
yep,
you were good to go. I invested in grocery stores, and I invested in Kroger, and it was the week that I invested in it. I put all my money into that, and it was the week that Whole Foods was bought by Amazon, and every other grocery stock went downhill, including mine. I was like, if I would have switched to one other grocery store,
yeah.
But that's when I was just playing around, like I said, with Robinhood and just picking stuff and going with it.
Right. But I'm going to show you a chart of the S&P 500. Hopefully it pops up in the last 100 years so you can see what's been going on. If I can find it. Here we go. Chart. Let's see if we can do this.
Hey, Abdul's here. Vegan's here. Hey, Abdul. Hope you're having a good night, buddy.
Okay. This thing is okay. So this thing is trying to pop up. It's trying to pop up. Yeah, I don't know what's taking it so long, but hey, the professor. Right now, I'm talking about the stock market because Nikki asked a very important question, and it was about. Okay, so here we go. So I want to go back even further than this. I'll try to shrink it if I can. If I can't have food, I don't want nobody, baby. All right. So here's the deal, right? Come on up, Professor. So here's the deal, right? Look, this is the chart of the S&P 500 for the past. Let me see. How far back does it go? It hasn't populated yet, but I got 1950 till the present. I want you to look at this chart. Take a good look at this chart. Imagine that.
It starts at 1985. It looks like.
Right. Imagine if you're here, 1985, right? You see my cursor?
No.
I'm shaking it. Imagine if you're here. All right. So you're this is the S&P 500. The value is 178. 178, that's the value. Today it's 6,032. Now. Oh, okay, I got you. So now, Nikki, imagine this is you back in the let's just say you're old enough. You're back in 1985. That's you. You have the ability to get into the stock market, but you think to yourself, "Oh my God, this is gambling." Okay, well, there are people who are gambling right along with you, but to the degree that they're investing is nothing like what you think gambling is. So look at this chart. Look how this chart is going up. So 1985 comes along, 1986, you bump into somebody. Hey, Nikki, you ever thought about investing in the stock market? Oh, no, that's gambling. Okay. 1987 rolls around. Somebody comes up and asks you the same question. And you respond the same way. That's gambling. So you keep bumping into people until last year when you bumped into Richard Burns, and Richard Burns is asking you, hey, Nikki, you ever thought about getting into stuff? No, that's gambling. Oh, okay. So here you are, 1985. Had you invested in 1985 and kept consistent remained disciplined and consistent, you would have been a millionaire. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to show you Warren Buffett's chart. He's been investing.
He's been doing it for a little bit
since he was 11 years old. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yes, since he was 11 years old, he was able to get into the market and purchase whatever he wanted by way of his uncle, who would buy it for him.
Well, I check all my kids' stuff whenever something's hot. I go with my kids and I'm like, wow. The next thing I know, those things are going viral or crazy.
Yeah.
His uncle was a smart guy.
So let me put this picture up. All right. So keep in mind, when Warren Buffett started to invest, it was soon after. Here it is. Take a good look. In 1964, he was worth $19. That's what he was worth in 1964. He's worth something like 84 billion right now, and he made all his fortune in the stock market. And yes, there have been times when he has lost. If you look, every time it dips down, that's a loss.
Yeah.
But it's all about discipline and consistency. If every time you come on YouTube and you see some content creator swearing up and down that they found the golden goose and this is it, you're gonna be losing money. You're gonna be falling into traps. However, not participating means you gain zero. Okay, Professor. Now, I want you to specify who they are. because there are companies that have been around for a very long time, a very long time. And okay, look at it this way, Nikki. Okay, let's see. When did the stock market actually start? Okay, let's look at it this way. Okay, let's go back.
When did it start?
In the 1600s.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. It began in the Netherlands.
Oh really?
Yep,
Another fun fact.
back in the 1600s. The Amsterdam Stock Exchange was started in 1602.
Wow. A little bit before my time.
1602. Yeah.
I gotta figure out how to do this because when I look down
Okay,
at
I
my
see what you're
phone,
saying. Yeah, she's talking about content creators that are going out and gassing people. And that's exactly what I'm warning everybody about. You're gonna have content creators. You got all these guys with their hair slicked back, with the shirt and tie, with the button down shirt and tie, telling you or they might come out casual looking, but acting like, oh, this is easy peasy. I make tons of money. You can make tons of money too. Just purchase my course. That's where they really make their money. They really make their money on the courses that they sell, not in their stock trades. Okay.
how I made my first million.
Yeah. So back in 1602, good. It's good that you don't. It's good that you don't, that you guard yourself, but not to the point where you won't participate, because not participating, as far as I'm concerned, listen, I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto. Okay. And eventually I got involved in the stock markets to the point where I became a stockbroker. So I understand what goes on. I know the nonsense, but I also know what it is that it takes for you to actually perform well with this thing. So here we go. So since 1602, we had the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. 1602. That's the year now. Okay. And it's 2024 right now. Since 1602 to 2024, how many earthquakes have there been throughout the world? How many hurricanes? How many tsunamis?
Volcano
How many volcano eruptions? How many wars? How many countries have disappeared in that time? How many times have boundaries been changed between countries in that time? Atrocious wars. And we still have a stock market today. How many times have there been a stock market crash? You guys know about the stock market crash immediately after the Civil War? There have been stock market crash. There have been all these events, all this stuff, and yet still we have a stock market. We still have a stock market.
We all lived through one just recently with the pandemic.
Well, I lived through I remember the 1987. I remember the 99. 2008 came around. When 2008 came around, I was in the big leagues now. I was an options trader, and I made tons of money. While everybody else was losing tons of money, I was making tons of money. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy. So that's.
Hey, John.
So yeah, it's scary when you first come in. When you stick your toes in the water, you're not sure what to expect. It's murky. You don't know what's under there. And It's scary. It is. I'm not going to tell you it isn't. But there are corporations that have been around. I'll give you an example. Warren Buffett's, I think this is Warren Buffett's largest holding in his portfolio. Okay. Let me see. Okay, here. Here you go. Check this out. Coca-Cola. When did it start? 1886. 1886.
Fun fact is Coca-Cola original recipe was made with cocaine.
Yeah, they still do. It's still in the recipe.
Well, yeah, but they don't actually serve the cocaine in the current formula.
No, with the leaf, the way it is unprocessed, it's got all the components necessary, so it doesn't provide the same reaction it has when it's processed and created into powder. So like the indigenous population used to use it to suppress their hunger, so they would chew on the leaves. But again, the leaves have all.
Have you ever seen the movie Papillon?
No.
Okay.
So the leaves provide all. It's the way it's chemically composed so that it doesn't have the same reaction as when you process it to become cocaine. So
yeah,
that's the thing. Now look again. Look when Coca-Cola started. Okay, 1886. Had you invested in Coca-Cola back in 1886, 1887, where would you be? Where would your grandchildren be today? Okay, if you still held on to it. That's Warren Buffett's major holding. So, okay, so Nikki asked a very important question. So at what point do you pull out? Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, you're thinking just like me. All right, but so at what point do you pull out? Okay, so here's the thing, Nikki. You can be buy and hold and not sell it at all. Not sell it at all. Remember, this is money going into your account. Exactly. That's what she said. You got that right. She said, please pull out now. And I'm not a good listener, so I got 6 kids. So there you go.
Me too, man. I got 4.
Yeah, I got 6. I got a 2-year-old right now, old age. So I still don't know how to listen. So here's the deal about when to sell off is what you're asking. When to sell off. So how do you get rich? How do you get rich? Well, discipline and consistency. That's how you get rich. Discipline and consistency. When you find somebody that's not going to pull your chain, that's not going to, right, that has no interest in making money off of you, because they have their own money. They don't need to make money off of you. Then you might have found the right mentor to help you through the process, because there are many roads. Just with the stock market alone, there's many roads. Then you can engage in the bond market if you want. You can engage in the commodities market, which very few people ever make it in the commodities market. But the stock market is excellent. I'm not into bonds, not a fan of bonds. But that doesn't mean you can't engage in bonds. There are some people that have amassed fortunes with bonds, although it takes a lot to make money in bonds. But with the stock market, if you were to compare a bank account, which somebody I was mentoring did, they had $2,000 in their bank account that they've had for years. And when they took a look, because now that they started learning how to invest in the stock market through me, now they started paying more attention to certain little details, and those little details were revealing that money in the bank was making nothing. In fact, they were losing money, because you got to always keep in mind, every year there's an increase. There's an increase. Right. And that's something that that's something that if you wanna have a nice amount of money to counter when there's a economic struggle, then you might want to stop spending it like that. But to getting rich requires that you have discipline and consistency. It means that you have to break away from what this country does to you since you're a child. They bombard you with propaganda and marketing to do exactly what they need you to do, which is to spend
as much as you can.
Well, they want you to become an impulsive purchaser. Yeah, ads everywhere. Ads everywhere. You know, and I got family in Europe. One of them came to visit this summer, and this is their first time in New York City, and they're going crazy trying to figure out. This is a consumer-based economy. So when they came over here, they couldn't believe how they were bombarded with ads. They live in Spain. They don't get hit like that with ads. Here, it's a free-for-all. And yeah, this is a consumer-based economy. 70% of this economy here in the United States depends on consumption. So yeah, you're going to get hammered. You're going to get swamped. One of the reasons why a lot of our kids have problems in school is because they have a short attention span. And the reason why they have a short attention span is because we allow kids to watch TV, watch their cartoons and all that other good stuff, but their attention is interrupted through commercials designed to make the child ask you, sometimes demand that you get them certain toys, certain foods. That's the whole point of it. So up until a certain hour of the day, they switch it up. Now they start putting out advertising for adults. You know, men want their pickup trucks. They want their motorcycles. They want their
enlargement.
They want their enlargements. They want their They want their enlargements. They want their tight shirts. They want their gyms, which is an interesting little detail. You know, corporations caught on to the social changes that have taken place since World War I up until now, and they've paid very close attention to what goes on with the consumers and the expansion of the number of consumers, because women started to get jobs in large numbers, and they started getting money, and they started spending, and women wind up spending a much larger variety of goods than men do. Women still want the cars, they want the jewelry, they want the curtains, they want the
makeup. Makeup's a great example.
Yeah, they want the perfumes, they want the right type of furniture, paint jobs, hair. They want everything or they want a lot more than what men want. And so what do you think corporations are going to do? They're going to take that into consideration and say, well, wait a minute. We got a damn good consumer base here. Okay. So is it a good idea to go back to the way we were and not let women work? No, I think we're better off keeping women in the workforce. But remember, is the main complaint, women on average make less than men do for the same job. But if we can keep them there and they'll keep working and make the same amount, that's less we got to pay for labor, but they're still consuming like crazy. Awesome. That's an awesome relationship we got going on right here. So let's keep it going. Yeah, women spends more than men do because they spend on a wider variety of things.
I kiss my paycheck goodbye.
Yeah, no, but hey, that's, corporations are paying attention to things that the average person does not pay attention to.
Oh yeah.
Okay? When they have their meetings, when they have their meetings, they're sponging on everything that's going on, every move. Look, okay, I'll give you another example. Modeling, right? Models.
Mm-hmm.
Models changed in the 50s when they decided the garment industry, textile industry, decided to conduct a test. They wanted to see if they can increase their sales and how they can do it. So they had 2 fashion shows. One fashion show had the same women they've always had, which is basically voluptuous women with curves, women with meat on their bones. Those are the ones that used to model our clothes. But then they said, let me go ahead and introduce our clothing with women that look like 10-year-old boys. No hips, no meat, tiny breasts. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here are the results. In the first one, people were commenting on not just the clothes, but they were focused on the women themselves and how they looked, how their bodies were. In fact, people paid more attention to that than the actual clothes. But yet, with the skinny women with barely any skin on their bones, the focus was on the clothes. Bingo. Here go our new models. Here comes Twiggy, new model. That's what models.
That makes a lot of sense now that I think about it.
That
makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Exactly, and that's what I'm telling you. These people in the corporate world, they don't think like the average person.
No, of course.
Okay, so going back to that.
If I may interrupt you for a minute, Solomon, I was actually in I worked an advertising job, and it was actually for a adult website, and so I learned a lot about like what my job was to basically put up flyers, or they had message boards, but it was basically to send ads. And I learned a lot about what you could do and how to say, just by saying join today, that would double the amount of
a call to action
or subscriptions we'd have just by putting that one little word in, join now. And it's crazy.
Listen, I struggled when I first got involved in the stock market. I struggled with sales because they were asking me to do things that I didn't feel comfortable with. But I'll give you an example. So I would have a couple, and they were considering some type of investment vehicle. So of course I'm going to push the investment vehicle that my brokerage wants me to push on these people. Okay. And sitting down with them, talking about the product, whatever the case is, whether it be in my office, whether it be at their home or one of their offices, whatever the case is, I'm sitting there talking to them. I'm breaking it down. Of course, I've got all the talking points, all practice, rehearsed, everything, and I'm going at it, boom, boom. And not only that, they want us to practice with people who are trying to reject the offer and how to get around these things, right? So here I am, I'm talking. If I know, not only that, I'm supposed to scope them out, check out how they dress, check out how they talk, look around the office, look around in their home, see what it is that they have a focus on. If they offer you a cup of coffee and you're in the kitchen, it's, yeah, sure. Look at the inside the cabinet, see what's going on. If you see that the lady is bringing out a cup for you and you see that all the handles are all facing one direction, everything is neatly organized, that's a particular type of personality. And there's a particular type of angle that you're approaching that. Now, once everything is said and done, the final move, which is I consider aggressive, they're looking at the application. You see that they're mulling over the thing, that they're thinking about it. That they're like, oh, okay, so then this, then the third, and while they're doing that, boom, you put the pen right in front of them. Bam. You just drop the pen right there. Yeah, exactly. I understand that 100%, Professor. And even when they come to your office, you do the same thing. You got all the forms. Laid out. You're letting them know, and you're doing your thing. You're doing your sales. And when you do your sales, after you've analyzed what they're all about, that's when you lay it down. Okay, are we doing the hop on the bandwagon approach? Put fear in their heart. They're going to die, and their kids are going to melt. Whatever the case is, whatever approach you got, once you see them with the documents in their hand, they're mulling over it, they're wondering. That's when you slam that pen right next to them. Boom, here, just sign right there. And you don't say a damn word. You say nothing. You just look at them the way I'm looking at you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you better sign that shit.
There's actually a book written about it, which is great, and it's called How to Sell. I think it's called How to Sell Something to Anyone, and it describes all the different personality types.
Yeah,
and how you approach each personality type.
Absolutely.
And if you can master, I think there's like eight or 10 personality. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I only worked on 4 personalities. That's it.
Okay, but you specialized in them.
I did,
and you could make your sales with those.
I made sales. Yep, I made sales.
Yeah, exactly. But that was another thing. That's the same thing that we were talking about. The art of manipulation. The iceberg slim.
Iceberg slim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just only redirected into a sales thing.
Yeah, it is.
So.
It actually 100% is.
100%.
So yeah. So then, here's the deal, right? Going back to the stocks.
Yep.
Having the right mentor is very important. Very important.
Mm-hmm. See, when I was playing around with the stocks, I was just doing it on my own, like I said, with Robinhood.
A lot of people do. Especially now with those type of brokerages like Robinhood. People do things on their own. People go on YouTube. People stumble upon content creators that focus on investing. And
you remember when that GameStop thing happened a few years ago?
GameStop had to do with short selling.
What was that about? I didn't really understand it.
All right, I'll break it down for you, right?
All right.
Now there are institutions, there are hedge funds that will do something called short selling. That's how they make their money.
Mm-hmm.
Short sellers, right?
Basically, buy it at a low rate, and they just buy the actual stock amount, and all they have to do is replace the stock amount. So they hope that stock dives so that they only have to replace 100 shares or whatever they buy. Is that correct?
No.
No? Okay.
So I'll break it down. So I'll break it
Cute.
down.
All right.
Okay. You have an account.
Uh-huh.
When you open your account, they might offer it then or they might offer it later on. It's called margin. If you have a margin account, margin is basically a loan. And in margin, it's not a loan for you to go buy a car. It's not a loan for you to use for a down payment on a house. It's for using it in your brokerage for the purpose of buying and selling stock. That's it. It's a loan. And yes, there's interest on that. Not a big deal, but just so that you know, there is interest. Yeah, I might have. Yep, definitely. But being that there are new people here, it might prove interesting for them. Now, check this out. Let's look at Coca-Cola. Let's go ahead and look at the price of Coca-Cola. Let me just type in price of Coca-Cola. Let's go. Bingo. I got to be more specific. Price of Coca-Cola stock. Okay, so let's go in. All right. We're going to take a look at the price of Coca-Cola. Here it is. Coca-Cola. Bam. Here's the price. Coca-Cola right now is at $64.08. Okay. We all see that, right?
Yep.
All right, Nikki, you're paying attention. That's good. So Coca-Cola, $64.08. Now, is it going to go up higher? It might. How much higher? And in what time frame is it going to go up to that amount that you think? Everything I just said is speculation. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you do when you speculate. You're trying to figure out what direction it's going to go in, how much, and how fast or slow it's going to make it there. Well, here comes a hedge fund manager, and he says, right now, Coca-Cola is probably the most expensive it's been in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put down a 5-year chart. That way you guys can see it. So there were moments where Coca-Cola was in the 40s, low 40s, and now is in the mid 60s. Okay, and that's in a 5-year period. But if you look at the graph, you see that there are moments when it's up, moments when it's down, wiggly lines, right? It's not a straight line. It's wiggly lines.
All right. You always go in when it's down.
And this sucker, it's been up 20% in the past 5 years. Is it too expensive? Is it not too expensive? What's going on here? Well, I think I'm looking at this thing. I'm analyzing the chart. I do my chart analysis, and I come to the conclusion that the price of Coca-Cola is going to go down. How much? I think it's going to go down to $57. Okay. Everybody else might think different, but I think it's going to go down to $57. Okay. My brokerage allows me to use margin. So now I'm going to use margin. I'm going to borrow. I'm not going to borrow money. I'm going to borrow shares. I'm going to borrow 100 shares of Coca-Cola, and I'm going to sell it at $64.08. I'm going to sell it. Now, somebody, had I not mentioned that I'm borrowing the shares, would wonder, well, are you selling shares that you already own? No, I don't own these shares. I'm borrowing these shares. Yeah. Now, I'm selling it at $64.08. 100 shares. A week, 2 weeks later, It's down to $57 like I thought it was going to happen. So what do? I buy the shares back at $57.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between 57 and 64? Somebody help me there. $7?
$7.
So 7 times 100? 700.
Yeah.
I made $700 in 2 weeks by
Mhm.
short selling. Okay. I borrowed the stock, sold it at 64.
Mhm.
I bought it back at 700. Immediately when I buy the shares back, the brokerage goes whoop, snatches those shares right up. Now, I didn't borrow money. I borrowed stock to sell.
Mhm. Do you realize how this whole discussion started?
Something having to do with my underwear?
No, that was in the private chat.
Oh, okay.
No, this was. I asked you how you got into trucking.
Yeah, and here I am with stocks. So
now I have one question for you though.
Yeah.
Did you learn to drive your truck in Dominica
No, here.
Republic?
Here.
Oh, here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to this school right here. What's on my hat?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. New
Supporting
England
your
Tractor Trailer School. Yeah.
Nice.
So what happens? Nikki asked a very important question. What happens if you were wrong? Well, if you're wrong, then you'll be in the hole. If this were to go up to $71, wait a minute. If I went, up $7, what would that be? That would be $71, right? Yeah. If this stock went up $71 instead of going down to 57, then I will lose $700 once I bought it back. But you know what happens? Human psychology is a mother lover. Because if it goes up to 71, I'll probably be saying to myself, oh, it'll come back down. It'll come back down. Waiting for it to come back down so I could break even. And guess what? It doesn't come back down. So here's the deal. Here's what happened with GameStop. GameStop was a certain price. Let's say Coca-Cola goes through the same thing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to short sell Coca-Cola because I think it's going to go down to 57 and I'm going to buy it back and I'm going to make a nice crispy little $700. Cool.
Yeah.
But you got the big dogs coming in. You got all these hedge funds coming in and they're short selling Coca-Cola. That's going to make the price drop even lower than 57. It might bring it down to the low 20s, maybe even the upper teens, because all these brokerages are selling off on Coca-Cola. All right, cool. But what happens? Coca-Cola has, let's just say, 1 billion shares. Somebody happened to go in and say, wait a minute, Coca-Cola has 1 billion shares, but when I look to see how many shares are being sold, it's 1.2 billion. So the math ain't mathing, because if Coca-Cola only has 1 billion and there are an extra 200 million being sold, something ain't right with this picture. The person that discovered it called all his buddies and said, yo, they overdid it with the selling of the shares. They're selling more shares than actually exist. Let's start buying. Once they started buying, instead of the price going down, the price started going up because the first hedge fund is going to say, well, wait a minute. The price is going up. It's supposed to be going down. No. Everybody start buying. Everybody start buying. So one hedge fund starts buying, and all the other hedge funds are paying attention to what's going on. And they say, yo, what the hell's going on? Who the hell's buying? And why are they buying so much? Oh my God, if this thing keeps going up, we're going to lose a fortune. Everybody buy. And it causes a chain reaction. Now, everybody who's been short selling is now buying the shares back, and it's causing the price to go up higher and higher, faster and faster. And that's what happened with GameStop.
It skyrocketed. Like
it was a chain reaction.
It was insane. But the question that I was actually asking was, they were mostly Robinhood and Acorn, those types of platforms that actually caused it to do it, where a bunch of people just decided that they were all going to invest in it at the same time.
Definitely Robinhood. I don't think Acorns was involved in that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, no, Robinhood wasn't the only one. Robinhood wasn't the only one. A lot of major brokerages suffered from that. Schwab, E-Trade, they all suffered
enough
from
that
that.
they wanted to go out and change the rules, you know.
Well, they didn't apply the rules the way they were supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those hedge funds that were losing billions, you were supposed to let them lose all those billions. Mm-hmm. But the Securities and Exchange Commission allowed these platforms, these different platforms, to put a stop to all trading on GameStop, so that so that the hedge funds can get some way of getting out without totally being destroyed.
Yeah.
But then little people, individual investors who were trying to get out couldn't get out, and they were stuck, and they lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, John. I have many platforms that do that got caught out there. Hey, Homestead, let me read this. This guy here, I'm late. No, you're good. I've been taking down my daughter's hair rings when the past go. Ooh. I have to wash and comb her hair and decorate the kitchen. 10th birthday tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday. So I'm going over stocks, Homestead. So are you going to get a break or oh, okay, cool. All right, so I'll keep talking. So that's basically what happened with GameStop. Now, short selling. All right, for those of you that are absolutely new to the you get caught. JD, you get caught. So what people understand about stocks, okay, yeah, that's cool, Homestead. So if everybody that whatever little bit that a lot of people know about stocks is that you buy low, sell high, right? That's a very popular statement that people make: buy low, sell high. Right? And even with the short selling, where you sell the stock first and then buy it later, you're still buying low and selling high. It's just that you're doing a reverse order of operation. That's all it is. But you're still buying low and selling high. So here's something, right? How is it that a corporation starts to sell stock? Let's go there. Let's start there. Now that Homestead is here, she wants to listen to the whole stock thing. So let's say you own your own company, right? Let's say you, Brandon, you own a catering company.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you the only catering company around?
Oh,
No,
hell
right?
no.
Tons of caterers out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you want to survive in this ocean of caterers. Okay. You want to be able to acquire customers, because if you
Yeah.
don't
So I'll
acquire
do it
customers,
naked.
you're not going to survive. You're gonna have to shut your business down, right?
Yeah. So I'll do it naked.
If you do it naked, just be careful. Make sure that you're cutting the right sausage, because
Yeah. Right.
you might have a problem.
Hey, that's the dangers of working in my field.
Yeah, that once that knife starts swinging, man, you gotta have good targeting, man. You can't just
Somebody said they were cooking naked the other night on something. I
really.
forgot what it was. And I'm like, that's so freaking dangerous, man.
Yeah, it is dangerous. I mean, imagine some,
You know, a
imagine
grease splatter in the wrong spot.
yeah,
That's
some boiling hot oil just pops out of the pan and falls. Man, listen, yeah, I ain't ready for that. I keep my shield up. That's
good for you.
right. No, you know what? And JD is right, because that's why I only dance with my G-string on backwards on OnlyFans. I don't do that while I'm cooking because of the hazards associated with it.
Splatter. It's a splatter zone.
Splatter
Grease,
damage, man.
you know?
Yeah.
I fried bologna in the middle of the night in my underwear, and I've learned a lesson.
The scars that won't heal. Okay. Yeah. So, doing your business, and right. So you're in a sea full of caterers.
Oh, sorry to sidetrack you.
No. I mean, I'm not afraid of those images. So you got your business and you want your business to do well. You're going to start out to the best of your ability. And at some point in time, you want your business to grow. Something might stimulate your interest in wanting your business to grow. So you do your homework. You check out the scene. You see what other caterers are doing. You hire one of your competitors. They come in, and, or maybe you have a family member or a friend to hire your competitor, just so that you can see how they do their thing and
see how they work it out. Yeah.
Comparing, contrasting, see your competition, see how you're doing it. And at some point in time, you notice that your competition is growing to the point where it might stir up a little fear. Okay, you might think, hey, I'm going to need to up my game. I don't want to move out of this area. I'm very comfortable here. I want my business to thrive, but my competitor right now, they're kicking ass. They're kicking ass, and it ain't on OnlyFans. So I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to acquire money. They're borrowing money from the bank. They're getting all this new equipment. They got the inspectors coming over, inspecting all their places immaculate and all this other stuff, because they're able to hire the staff that can clean before, clean after. They can clean your willy after you cut it because you're still naked. You didn't learn your lesson. And but you got people, right? You got people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now here you go, Brandon, right? So you're saying, damn, this guy's got his act together. I gotta do something. All right. So here's one thing that you can do to blow up real quick. And that is to go from a private business to a publicly held business. Okay. So now what do? Well, you go to one of the major brokerage firms, bank/brokerage, Goldman Sachs, for example. You go to Goldman Sachs, tell Goldman Sachs, listen, I need more money. I gotta take this company public. So Goldman will look at you and they say, okay, that's not a problem for us, but we're definitely going to need to see your books. What are you obsessed with? Make your own site. Okay. Yeah. No, it's understandable. There's competition. Listen, if you're going to go into business, it's going to be competition, no matter what you do. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Even if you want to be a professional nose picker, there are going to be other nose pickers out there. So you're going to have competition and everything. So what Brandon wants to do now, because of the fierce competition he's surrounded by in his catering business, he needs more money. That's the bottom line. Yeah, nose pickers. You didn't know that? So now you got to get out there. You got to get more money than your competitors, so that you can have the staff and the accessibility and the ability to
you want to expand
out and expand.
Yeah.
Talk to the people at Goldman Sachs. Said, okay, listen, we got to check your books. Okay, we got to see how you're operating your business. We got to see how much your business makes. So we're going to have to check your books. We're going to have to do the accounting, check your accounting. So your accountant comes along, brings all the information that they need. They go through it, and see that even John knows you can be the best cook. So you go out there, and they tell you, listen, Brandon, here's the deal, Brandon. Okay, for the business that you have, okay, and the competition that you have, because we're familiar with the competition you have, you're gonna have to create a lot of money. Okay, now what we can do for you is to help figure out exactly how much your company is worth with everything, equipment, everything.
Yeah, like make a business plan, basically.
And we're gonna calculate exactly how much you can sell pieces of your company and how many pieces you could break it down to, because that's what stocks are. Stocks are tiny little ownerships,
yes,
of a company, and that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to divide your company into a bunch of tiny little little pieces to sell to everyone. Okay, and depending on how many little pieces you keep, you could still run the show. Okay, you could still run the show.
Isn't it like 50? As long as you got 51, you're good.
50.1. So as long as you got 50.1, your word is the final word. However, it's not like being a private owner. But get into that another time. Now, Goldman Sachs says, all right, Brandon, here's the deal. Okay, you're going to have a board of directors. Okay, from now on, you're going to have to report all the finances associated with your business to the public. Okay, and you can't play with that, because the Securities and Exchange Commission will shut you down. So you got to be in compliance. Okay? That's one of the downsides. So you're not the owner like you used to be. Right? You hold the most amount of shares, but everybody else who owns shares of your company are also owners. But the voting rights change. Okay, whoever has the most shares has the greatest say through their voting. So you can still be in trouble when it comes to voting. Okay, just keep that in mind, because people could plot against you. Join together.
You're basically sharing your company, and whoever buys your stock is helping you run your company.
The board of directors are now operating the company. It's not you anymore. Yeah. It's now the CEO, the COO, the CFO, all these different titles that are coming together, meeting constantly, giving the CEO reports constantly. You could even be the CEO, but again, you're not the same type of owner that you used to be. So now you got stocks out there. Maybe your company was broken up into 100 million shares, and Goldman Sachs decides it's worth $1. Well, now you have $100 million so that you can play with. $100 million so that you can use to expand your business, to hire people, to establish a payroll for as many people as you need, buy equipment, buy vans, buy whatever you need.
Yeah.
And now it's time for you to go out there and Yeah, exactly, John. And now you have to pay them right. The workers that work with you, I think too. Well, different people have different definitions of what the right pay is. So that could be
Yeah.
a very serious problem. And that's a big problem, a very big problem. But now here we go, right? Now you got that $100 million by way of the shares.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, you buy equipment. Now you have to put out for all the shareholders. You got to put out at least 3 times a year, 4 times a year. Sorry, quarterly reports as to where money is going, whether it be for new equipment, for maintenance, for salaries, for miscellaneous, for everything. Okay.
Yes.
So you're going to have your CPA on Smash doing all that. And they got to put that report out quarterly for everybody to see.
Yes.
And depending on the performance of your catering business, now your new the new and improved catering business, how much market share are you acquiring now that you got all this money, that you got all these upgrades, that you got this, that you got that? How much are you cutting into your opposition, not your opposition, but your competitors? How much are you cutting into their business? How much are you absorbing from them? Are you putting other competitors in peril of going bankrupt because now you're so big? That's something that could be mentioned in the quarterly report.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the impact that your business is having with all your competitors and the probability of you acquiring a much larger market share of your business, which means that you have a more solid foundation that could stimulate a buy and increase the value of the shares. You too can own shares. You can receive bonuses instead of dollars. You can receive bonuses in shares instead. Now, it would be smart for you to take your bonus and not cash it in until after a year so that your tax burden will be a lot lower. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big world. It's a big world when it comes to businesses and stocks. But basically, you don't have to absorb all the information I got in my head for you to be successful at this. Not at all. You just need to be careful not to fall prey to these propagandas and these marketers. The professor brought up one that was putting everybody on notice, that was exposing a lot of these content creators in the financial industry, which was CoffeeZilla. I heard being a YouTuber, we need an LLC once we become monetized, but I don't know. Well, you don't need to have an LLC. It's good to have an LLC, but you don't need one. But the professor was definitely
what does an LLC mean?
An LLC, limited liability, company.
Okay. Is that the same as going corporate?
It is. It's a form of corporation.
All right. So I know what going corporate means.
And you don't want to fall into these people that are, yes, it's exactly it. It's asset protection. It's not tax evasion or tax whatever. That's not the purpose of forming a corporation. It's to protect yourself, protect your assets.
Mm-hmm.
There are tax benefits.
If you own the company outright and then somebody sues you for some reason and you're not an LLC, they can take your home and your car.
Exactly. They can take everything.
Yeah. That's why the LLC.
So the LLC. Trendy. What's that? Are you raising your hand because you got a question? I can't tell what that emoji is. But if you have if you incorporate, you and your corporation is a completely different being. It's like another human being, a separate human being from you. attached but not attached.
Mm.
It's legally like another person. So who owns what? And there are different levels of asset protection. You got the LLC, but then you got the Inc. And then after the Inc., you have your trusts. And then above the trust is foundation. Foundation is the ultimate.
Mm.
But those are different levels of asset protection. Okay. And it's very important to have. And the more money you have, you should be reaching up for more protection, trust, foundation, all that good stuff. Because there are people that are just absolutely cynical, 100%. There are people, even in the trucking industry, there are people that will deliberately, there are videos of people deliberately backing into a truck, backing into it.
Oh,
Matter of
yeah.
fact, somebody I do know, he was driving, he was on the highway. Somebody was taking an exit and decided they didn't want to take that exit anymore. So they decided to turn back into the highway. And the person I know hit the brakes. However,
Wasn't fast enough.
the brakes didn't stop the truck. And he wound up bumping the car. I think it just scratched the car, bumped it.
Mm.
And of course, the guy came out right away. He was talking lawsuit immediately.
My back, my neck, my back and my neck.
Right away. You hit me. Yeah, but you made a mistake. You were exiting and then you just popped right out of nowhere and just try to come back in like nothing. I don't care. You hit me, blah, blah, blah. Call the cops. I'm suing you. Okay, that's it. We got nothing to talk about. He looked up at the windshield of the truck and noticed that there were a couple of cameras facing out. And then he said, "What's that?" And the guy I know said, "Those are cameras." Oh man. Can we no, we can't nothing. You wanted to call the cops? Let's call the cops. Yeah, but I think we could settle this out. No. Now I want you to call the cops. In fact, if you don't call them, I'm going to call them. Oh, do we really need to do that? Yeah, we need to do that. Remember, you felt the need to do that. So we're going to do that. Yeah. And the dude lost miserably. Exactly, John. All that is going to get damaged. No, that's going to be out there on the highway too. All that stuff is going to get messed. Your neck, your butt cheeks, everything. Everything is going to get hit. Yeah. So when you go on OnlyFans, you're going to have to put makeup on your cheeks because it's going to be all bruised. Okay, so going back to the stocks, right? So now that's the whole purpose behind the stocks, to amass enough money for you to expand your business. And you are, John? And you ain't sharing, buddy? Buddy, you ain't sharing with us? Oh man, that's a violation. You got to share with us.
That's okay, John. I think it's requirement to be on with me and Solomon.
Yeah, that's definitely that's a major ingredient that's needed.
It helps for sure.
All right, so now a stock. So what is a stock? Oh, thanks, John. Oh, I'm gonna have to duck behind the camera to take this one. Okay, I'll be right back. Oh yeah. So now you got stocks out there, and everybody who purchased stocks is buying a piece of your company. And yes, even if you own stock, even if you're a shareholder, that doesn't mean you could just go into headquarters and start giving everybody orders. That's not what that means. Okay.
Yeah.
You're like a silent partner. So now you got the stock. The stock can go up in value, right? If Brandon is doing very well with his catering business, right? He's let's just say Brandon is one of these people that says, you know what? I can't sleep. I gotta make sure that nobody's tampering with the food, because maybe one or two of my employees might get mad at me because I called them out on something. Maybe they're handling the food improperly. I got on their case. Now they're mad. Maybe they want to sabotage. I can't sleep. I got to be on it.
They actually train you for that when you go for your.
Oh, absolutely. I can imagine. Because in the warehouses that warehouse food, you know, they have security measures that other warehouses don't have.
Yeah.
Because food safety is very important. Anybody can come in and put
poison the population.
Yeah, poison the population through the food source, through the food supply. All right, so now you can't sleep until you get a manager that you can trust. And this is something else that you have to learn as a business owner. You have to learn how to delegate responsibility to other people.
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, your business is not going to grow if you're
micromanaging, you're screwed.
Yeah, you're not going to do well. If you're the type of person that thinks that nobody's going to do this better than what I can, so I got to be there, so I got to do everything, you're not going to grow. You got to be able to.
There's a quote from Patton. Actually, it's one of my favorite quotes, and it's, "Don't tell somebody how to do something. Tell someone. I'm probably screwing this up, but tell somebody what you expect to be done, and let them amaze you with their ingenuity."
Yeah.
Basically, that was a quote from Patton, and I love that quote, and it's great because if you can apply
that, you're better off than a lot of people who own businesses, because there are a lot of small business owners. There are a lot of small business owners that don't grow because they just can't do that.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're the only ones that could get the job done right.
Yes. Their attitude is, if the only way to do it is to do it yourself, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you can't. If you can't, okay, then you're down there scrubbing the pots and pans instead of managing the business, you know?
Yeah.
Because you want the pans done a certain way or whatever. But yeah, micromanagement is it's just it's evil. That's all I can say.
It's wicked and evil. It is evil.
It's a downfall, you know? It's like, even my boss is younger than me. I actually taught the guy how to cook eggs, you know? And yeah.
That ain't no yolk.
No, it ain't no yolk. And I just saw your video about no yolk today. I commented on it. I don't know if you stopped before you went on, but and then then I got the reference from the last chat that we were in when you said it. I was like, oh, okay, now I see what you're saying. So
here's a recommendation, a good read for all y'alls who have small businesses and want to expand. And this book speaks about the very things we were just talking about right now, being able to delegate responsibilities to other people. Otherwise,
it's a very important skill to have.
It's an important skill. It's an important skill. And then, you know, how to apply this? Yeah, the E-Myth Revisited.
Okay. Oh, myth. I thought I said math. I'm thinking, oh, Jesus. Well, that's one way to run a company, is on math, but
yeah. No, the bottom line is the E-Myth. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's spark it up, buddy. So
As you can tell, I don't have good eyesight. Sorry.
no, that's fine. But that book right there is a great read for anybody who has a small business. Is a great read if you plan on growing your business, growing from a small business to a larger business. That book is going to get into the psychology of what happens when you become that micromanager that you're talking about.
Yeah, you want to avoid becoming a micromanager.
You want to avoid that.
I'm trying to get a screenshot.
That's why we make more money, John, so we can hit that pipe.
Hey, if you don't mind losing a few teeth, you know, hey, meth is the way to go.
Lose your teeth, they'll just call you Gumby. Don't even worry about it. You'll have a new nickname. You'll be good to go.
Remember Eddie Murphy playing Gumby?
Eddie Murphy.
Playing Gumby. God damn it, I'm Gumby.
I'm Gumby, damn it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that hard stuff, man. That hard stuff destroy. I've seen, you know, growing up in the hood, I've seen many people have downfalls. I'm talking about crash. One guy, who was he working? I forget what firm he was working. No, I think he was working in the pit in the stock market. He was working in the pit. And,
yeah. I guess most of those guys want the uppers, right?
Yeah, they definitely that's what they definitely use. They don't use the downing stuff.
Yeah.
They use the upper stuff, man. And those guys are out there. They got their mood swings. They're aggressive.
Yeah, no, I had a roommate. She was a stripper, and she was on meth, and she'd be up for like 4 days straight almost.
Yeah.
But then she'd crack. I mean, I'm talking about cleaning the freaking cracks in the ceilings and stuff like that. She'd be scrubbing constantly 4 days straight, and then she'd crash, and she would crash for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, thank God she got.
And you see it on the skin. The skin starts to get all messed up.
When I started driving a cab, actually, the guy that taught me, basically tutored me how to drive a cab. He was this was before they had time logs, you know. He basically taught me. He was doing meth, and he'd be up for like 4 days running the cab constantly, nonstop, 24 hours, and it was insane, you know.
Yeah.
And no, I've been around a lot of. Thank God I never got into that, the hard drugs, you know. I tried.
It was easy for me to stay away, just looking at everybody else around me. All the.
Yeah. You see him dropping like flies, man. You know.
I didn't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
I tried cocaine once, for about 2 years, and you know, that fucked me up pretty bad. So.
It'll do that. It'll do that.
I'm better.
Yeah, no, it'll do that, man. Family, friends, everybody around me that have gotten involved in that stuff.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge is their mood swings. Man, they get mood swings and they become very aggressive. They become very aggressive, very dangerous.
There's a movie called the Salton Sea that touches on the methamphetamines, and that was a great movie. Val Kilmer played the lead role in that. Great movie. If you ever want to see like the insides of like how people flip out and how they just the insides of the crystal meth addictions and stuff, and just the whole kind of culture around it, I guess you could say, you know.
This one building I hung out at with my friends, there was this guy who was hooked. He was hooked on crack. I'm trying to remember his nickname. Yeah, I'm trying to remember his nickname. But one day he came and sold me. I'm not accustomed to buying merchandise from people who steal stuff, but
Yeah.
It made sense to me that it was his. It was like a groomer.
Oh, they'll sell their fucking shirt, you know?
So he sold me. I'm thinking that it's his groomer, because it wasn't new, so it wasn't like something that he grabbed out of a store or anything like that.
Mm.
And he was staying at an apartment with this older woman. I thought maybe it was his grandmother or something like that. And then my buddy came and said, have you seen such and such? And I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, yeah, you're not going to see him. He's locked up. Remember that lady he lived in? Yeah, he unalived her.
Wow.
What? Yeah, because she didn't have money for him to go buy his thing. So he took her out.
Wow.
He went on a rage, took her out. Like, wow, man, you serious?
When I was
about,
I want to say 16 years old, I was in a bad neighborhood, man. And one of the guys that used to hang out around there asked me if I wanted to help him out and if I wanted to make some money. And I helped him by basically transporting crack for him, because I was a minor. I was a minor, and if I got hit, nothing was going to happen.
You wasn't going to hit. Right.
And he could so basically I was a mule, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And I did it for a night, and I made $100, something like that. But that was the last night that I ever did it, because of the deprivation of people, the lows that they sank down to. I couldn't in my heart. These guys were like, I'll give you my TV. I'll do. They're willing to do anything to get that last rock. You know, once they spend their paycheck. And it was like, crack was, it's one of the most horrible drugs ever. You know, for people to be.
Burnside and Creston, another hangout of mine. This lady came thirsty, extra thirsty. And one of my homeboys happens to be unlicensed pharmacist. And she left her kids with him as collateral.
Wow. Yeah, that's fucking insane. What people will do. It's so fucking insane, man.
She's lucky that he wasn't
a weirdo.
Maybe a few doors down from where we were.
Yeah.
They were weirdos.
Oh yeah.
But he made sure that he took them to his mom's house. She fed them. She made sure they were okay, safe.
Yeah,
but
that's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah,
I couldn't picture doing that with my kids, man. You know. But that's what that drug does. It just totally consumes you, and it's a horrible. You know, heroin's another one that's really bad. You know.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think it's as bad as crack, is what people are willing to do.
Meth is pretty bad.
Meth is, yeah. Like I said, if you watch that movie, The Salton Sea, you know, you could see the crazy shit that people do. You know.
Yeah.
And I being around the meth heads, I consider that like an actual good representation of it, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you see it go down. You see all the crazy stuff that go down. I don't know what they're consuming now, but on some of the
fentanyl is a big thing now, and people are dying.
But I'm watching some people doing some bugged out stuff, and I don't think I don't know it to be fentanyl, because fentanyl is a downer. These people, okay, on the end of my videos.
I'm talking about just the addictions. I'm talking about just the addictions of what people are.
You seen the end of my videos where I have a cat, where I have a cat driving a car?
Toons is the driving cat?
No, at the end of some of my videos, if you can make it all the way to the end.
Wow, John.
I got a cat.
Okay.
You seen the cat, John? Okay. If
Is
you
he in the truck with you when you travel?
No. He's in. It's all green screen, but okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's green screen. But what's in the back was something that I recorded. I recorded some dude that was high on something. I didn't know what the hell he was high on, but I was in the hood, and I started filming that dude because he took something, and he just, if you see him, he's like rocking and dancing. But there's some other people that really contort themselves, and I don't know what the hell that is right now, because that's like nothing I've seen growing up or in my hood. Bath salts, is that what it is?
Oh, bath salts. Oh shit! Somebody ate some down here in Miami. Somebody ate somebody's face off.
Yeah.
On that poor guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Slurped his eyeballs out of his socket and the whole nine, man.
Yeah, to eat somebody, just to stand there, eat somebody's face. I don't know why the guy didn't defend himself. I don't know if he was just infirm, just being an old homeless guy on the street, or what was happening. But either way, it's scary,
Wait a minute, let me see if I can find one of those videos.
Of the guy getting eaten?
No. Of the cat at the end of the videos.
Oh, okay. Yeah, do that. I'm gonna look over the chat because I missed a lot talking to you. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, John, for the comment. Nikki left for a minute.
Whoa, I went too far. I took it too far, man.
John says, there goes all the funds into math. Oh, God. Yeah, don't fund into math, man.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, John, stay away. People say that weed is the gateway drug, but I disagree with that quite a bit. When it was illegal, it would put you into an atmosphere that you had to go into an illegal atmosphere with it, and you were exposed to other people that were doing other illegal things. And, hey, you like weed? Yeah, you can have some heroin. I'm doing heroin,
Cigar weed.
But no, if you got your head straight, man, shit, weed's nothing, man. John says, you used to like a crackhead. I had a guy that used to come and ask me for $20. He was a crackhead. And this is a true story. I was doing construction at the time. I was maybe 19, 20 years old, and I had a tool shed with a bunch of tools in it and stuff like that. And the guy, he was the neighbor, and he would say, "Hey, can I have $20?" And I knew what the $20 was for, and I said, "No, I'm not going to give you $20, but I'll give you $20 if you mow my lawn for me." And because I don't want to do it. And he'd say, "Yeah, sure." And I would do it. Every time he asked for money, I'd give him money. I knew I was enabling him, but fuck it. I'm not going to give him the money. Hey, work for it,
Yeah.
And then I don't have any hard feelings about it. Then the fucking asshole breaks into my shed, steals all of my tools, and takes them to the local pawn shop a block away.
Yeah, that happens.
And I'm like,
in New York City, they would strip your car of something and come back and sell you that your own part.
Yeah. I left a couple cars on blocks. I'm not going to lie. I was a hoodlum. I'm really not gonna lie.
Okay, you ready? Here comes the cat. Now watch the guy in the background. Ready?
Okay. Oh wait. I gotta center it. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Here we go. So, Kitty, come pick these people up.
Arabamdaça seviyorum çift kalem maça. Göremedi kimseden fayda. İşler
Okay.
Saw that?
Yes, that is reminiscent of a Saturday Night Live video called Toonces the Driving Cat. Have you ever seen that? Did you watch Saturday Night Live?
Oh yeah, big time.
Do you remember Toonces the Driving Cat?
Don't remember him.
Toonces the Driving Cat, the cat who can drive a car. You gotta look it up. It's what the hell's the guy's name? He died. He
Who can John Candy?
no, it was after Candy. I can't remember his name. I'm really bad with names. Shit. Just Google. Do me a favor and just Google Toonces the Driving Cat on your computer. You should be able to see it. SNL Toonces. Are you allowed to play when you're on a live stream? Are you allowed to play videos?
They still copyright.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you'll know for your own information. You know. Hold on.
Oh man. Let me see something. Well, look, I'm gonna have to continue this education another time. I'm gonna have to call it a night.
All right, buddy. Hey, it was a wonderful talking to you, man. I always enjoy talking to you.
Hey, I love it. I love this whole conversation thing.
Jesus, it's almost 1 o'clock. It's way past my bed.
Yeah,
so.
It's past mine too. I got my 2-year-old over there getting on my case.
All right. You take it easy, Solomon. Thank you.
All right, then. Hey, everybody, stay fresh. And any questions about the stock market or anything like that, anytime I'm live, go ahead, hit me up, and we can do some more talking about that. So, all right, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for everybody new. Congratulations to Vegan. He's monetized.
Yay, Vegan.
Yeah. So, everybody stay fresh. Keep it moist and chill. I'll see you guys in the next one.